Hello everybody, it's Dan Mountney here for Gooner Fanzine TV, and we're looking ahead to the final game in a busy week for Arsenal, their third game in 6 days. They take on Crystal Palace in the Premier League on Sunday. It's been a bit of a mixed week for Arsenal. Obviously, the loss at Sheffield United on Monday night was disappointing, and then it looked like it was going to be another disappointing night on Thursday night against Vitória Guimarães in the Europa League until Nicolas Pepe arrived on the scene and scored 2 superb free kicks in the final 10 minutes to win the game. Really did kind of change the mood around the Emirates, but really just did paper over cracks. Obviously still a lot of issues defensively, in midfield, support really isn't behind Unai Emery, and they need a big result on Sunday against Palace to turn that around. But it's not going to be an easy test for Arsenal. Palace are doing really well. They're 1 place and 1 point behind Arsenal at the moment. They've made a really positive start to the season under Roy Hodgson. So yeah, they're not going to be any pushovers. They showed that last season where they inflicted a 3-2 defeat at the Emirates towards the back end of the season that really kind of ended Arsenal's Champions League hopes of getting into the top 4. Obviously, there were some bad results after that, like the 3-0 defeat at Wolves, the 1-1 draw with Brighton. But yeah, the Crystal Palace result was really the beginning of the end for Arsenal last season. So they'll be looking to kind of put to bed some demons from that game. And there'll obviously be a battle within the war. Wilfried Zaha still at Crystal Palace, despite a summer of speculation linking him with Arsenal and also Everton. Arsenal did submit bids for him, both were rejected. He's an Arsenal fan as well. That's been well documented, so going to be a massive occasion for him to come to the Emirates and prove some doubters wrong, especially considering the performance of Nicolas Pepe on Thursday, who Arsenal decided was a better option instead of him and decided to sign him in a club record deal. So going to be an interesting battle there to see how Zaha does, and also for Pepe, obviously a massive night for him on Thursday, really boosted his confidence with 2 goals. It's the kind of performance we've been waiting to see from him after his move from Lille. He's looked a bit short of confidence recently, but hopefully that'll be a massive boost for him. And yeah, he's going to be one of many changes, I'd like to think. Obviously, the Europa League team is Unai Emery's B team in a way. He likes to put out a weaker team to give minutes to players who aren't necessarily getting any in the Premier League. So expect lots of changes. I think probably 10 or 11, maybe the whole entire team will be changed. We'll see the likes of Captain Granit Xhaka return, Aubameyang up front. In defence, I expect Socrates and David Luiz to come back. They need to put in really convincing performance against Palace for me, because they've really not showed what they're capable of, especially for 2 experienced players. There's possibly a chance that Kieran Tierney will come in at left back ahead of Sead Kolasinac. He had a bit of a mixed game against Vitória on Thursday. Obviously, crossed for Gabriel Martinelli to score Arsenal's first goal, but he was caught out of position for Guimarães' opener. First time he's really been tested defensively, he looked a little bit shaky, but obviously he's still a bit rusty. He's still trying to adapt to life at Arsenal. So it'll be interesting to see how he does if he does start. I think he might. Kolasinac has not really looked great. His delivery is still poor. And Kieran Tierney's one kind of outstanding quality, his delivery into the box. So hopefully we'll see him start. I don't think we'll see Hector Bellerin, unfortunately. I think Callum Chambers will keep his spot at right back in the Premier League team. Bellerin's still coming back from that long-term knee injury, as is Rob Holding. I think will be on the bench. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting test. Obviously, yeah, Palace doing really well. They're a side known for their physical capabilities, and Arsenal don't like to be roughed around by teams like that. So it'll be really kind of interesting to see if Arsenal can deal with that. They haven't in the past. They haven't really this season. You look at Sheffield United Monday, where they were maybe in more of a physical game, and they failed to deal with that. Especially look at the goal at Crystal Palace. Sorry, Sheffield United scored. Didn't deal with the corner at the back post, and then a man left unmarked. They can't keep making mistakes like that, or else they're not going to make the top 4. Obviously, the teams around them are doing well. Leicester up to second after their massive 9-0 win on Friday night against Southampton. I think it was the biggest away win in Premier League history. They've got a lot of quality, Leicester. And then obviously Chelsea are really come back into the equation after a poor start to the season with their young squad. People like Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham doing really well, so they're obviously a massive threat to the top 4. And then obviously the two teams who you think are going to challenge for the title, Liverpool and Manchester City, they're both flying at the moment. City with some injury problems, but they're still showing that they're a real juggernaut and they're powering on and a team to be contended with. But yeah, massive game Sunday for Arsenal. It's going to be really interesting to see how they deal with Palace, who are obviously flying at the moment. They need to show that they have improved under Unai Emery, which they haven't in recent weeks. They need to have more intensity, more tempo. They need to be more solid at the back, and hopefully they'll show that. Thank you very much.